Welcome back to another episode of No One Is Coming, the Answer Is You. And today we are diving into the foundation, the basics, the shift that can occur that once we create ourselves, we shift from being created to being a creator. This is the purest creation we can have. Once I'm the creator, I take ownership of my life and I create my reality. What does that mean to be created? How do I shift to being a creator? All that and more is coming right after this. Stay tuned. In a world where we often find ourselves waiting for someone to come and save us, it's time to embrace one powerful truth. I hate to tell you this, but no one is coming. The answer is you. Welcome to the podcast that empowers you to take charge of your life and unleash your true potential. I'm your host, Ofri Fuchs, and I'm thrilled to embark on this transformative journey with you. So, if you're ready to embark on a journey full of self-discovery, growth, and actually take responsibility for your life, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you're here. Now let's rock and roll. Hello, and welcome back to No One Is Coming. The Answer Is You, your personal development and empowerment. What is that up with that word? Empowerment podcast. I'm your host, Ofri Fuchs, a life coach, a transformational life coach, and a keynote speaker. And today, like I said in the intro, I want to talk about the foundation. I want to talk about the fundamentals, the basic. And that is the shift, the transition that once we start becoming aware, we understand that in order for anything to happen in our life, we need to shift from being created to being the creator. This is a profound shift. It's about reshaping our circumstances, understanding, recognizing ourselves as the key that opens all doors. We are the one that are in charge. This is the basic of No One Is Coming. The answer is you. So this episode is all about empowerment. So if you've ever felt stuck, if you felt like life is happening to you, like you're, I hate that word, but it's true, a victim, life is not happening to you, it's happening through you, and sometimes it's even happening for you. This conversation is for you. So with that being said, let's dive in. So what do we mean when I'm talking about created, right? So I'm sure you've been there. I've been there many, many times. The thought, the point in my life where I'm feeling like I'm in the mercy of my circumstances. Like everything that happens or happened in my life is external. It's external forces, whether it's my upbringing, my parents, whether it's society, my relationships, or even random events. I got hit by a bus, and knock on wood. Anything that happened to me is beyond my control. Now, I know that it seems very, very real, right? If I had an accident, which I did a few months ago, I had a car run into me, then obviously it was out of my control. But this perspective only reinforces the way I speak about myself. This is happening to me. The reason I can't have a relationship is because of my childhood, my upbringing. I can't change this. This is just who I am. I am the result of everything that happened to me. This is the end of all means. This is as far as I can do, as far as I can go. This always happens to me, right? I always meet the same guys. I always meet the same girls. Does this sound familiar to you? Do you know what I'm talking about? The pattern that we keep telling ourselves. I always land the worst jobs. I always attract these kind of friends that just suck energy out of me. Why? If there's a common thing that is happening in your life, the only common thing is you. So understanding that it's my responsibility to shift. If there's a pattern, it's just a reflection of who I am being in the world. It's time to create this shift. This is where I understand that life is not created. I can create it. So if I see myself as created, I'm passive. I'm a victim. I'm waiting for something. If I'm lucky, then something outside of myself is going to change. It's going to give me permission. It's going to rescue me. When I was an actress, I flew to the States and I was thinking, I'm going to work in a bar And some big shot producer is going to find me, right? Somebody's going to recognize my talent. Somebody's going to give me that big role, you know? Newsflash, it never happened. So no one's going to come in to rescue us from our own challenges. We have to put in the work. And the work begins with a mindset. The mindset is rooted. If you're created, then it's rooted in powerlessness. It will keep you stuck wherever you are. It will keep the patterns coming up again and again and again. And that never serves us. So here's the truth. Here's the newsflash. You are not just a product of your environment, of your past. You are to a certain extent. I call it being brainwashed. We've been brainwashed in a certain way. Yes, we were helpless when we were children. We took in what was given to us, but we don't have to eat from the same plate all our life. We have the power to break free from those patterns, to realize I'm eating something that doesn't nourishes my soul, doesn't nourishes my body, doesn't nourish my body. It's time for me to change the menu. Nothing is imposed to me. I'm a grown woman. You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. Nothing is imposed to you anymore. So if somebody or something you feel like is pressing you, is pushing you down, it's nothing but your own limiting beliefs. And now it's time to, I'm sorry, grow up and change it. How does the real transformation? I just heard this amazing sentence by this person, this coach. He shed off a lot of weight and he became really muscular and fit. Now he was asked, when did this transformation start to happen? And he said, the moment I decided. So it does once you're as good as your word, once you value your word enough to start the momentum, and you say, if I say something, it will happen, then as soon as you understand, as soon as you get this realization that I'm the one in charge, I'm the one in power, then the shift has already begun. So I congratulate you for listening to this episode, because for me, the potential shift has already begun. It's up to you whether or not you take it and create it. Because as soon as you start seeing yourself as the creator of your life, then that's it. You're done. You're the creator. This is not a motivational slogan. It's not hoo hoo rah rah. This is the real fundamental shift. It's how you perceive yourself. Am I the victim or am I the creator? Because if you're the creator, and you are the creator, then you recognize that even though you may not be in control of everything that happens, and we are never in control of everything that happens, we are in control of the way we perceive it and the way we respond to it. So is this the beginning or the end? Is this a failure or is this a learning opportunity? Is this failure or growth? So you have to understand that the way you perceive reality is based on your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. That's what shapes your reality. So instead of waiting for life to happen, instead of waiting for that producer, that director to discover you, you can take charge and you can take action and you can begin to consciously create the life that you want to create. That does require time and understanding what kind of life you want to create, because we have a tendency, if you're like me, we have a tendency to say, oh, life is too much. I don't have the time to think. You need to create the time to think of what you want to create. No one's going to do that for you. Otherwise, you're not going to be reaping the fruits of your labor. You're going to be reaping the fruit of somebody else's trash and garbage that just fell on your ground, and that got rooted, that grew, and now you're eating it. So make a conscious choice. So the mindset shift is about taking responsibility. Now, this is not a burden. Yes, it requires work on your part. It's an empowering type of work. It's a freeing, liberating type of work. It's about realizing I have the tools. I have the creativity. I have the answers. I have the inner wisdom to experience my life. Because as a creator, you're not in the mercy of someone else. Instead, the you are the creator of any raw material that comes by. If you lost your job, that's just raw material to work with. That's just an opportunity to grow into the next position, that you can expand your skills, that you can grow as a human being. Okay, I hope you got that. This is really, really important. Just this understanding, this foundation, this fundamental truth. How do we create this transition? Okay, once we understand that, we have to start doing the work, and the work is about awareness. We have to be aware of, I always speak about this, the language that we use. I have clients that I notice, I hear them, they keep on saying how I can't, or I will try. I will try is a really good one. If you say, I'll try to do better, I'll try to lose the weight, I'll try to date other type of men, I'll try is setting yourself up for failure. I will, I am. So make a conscious awareness of the language that you use for yourself, for your life, for your loved ones. Are you speaking in terms of limitation? Or are you speaking in terms of possibilities, of an altered truth? Are you framing your life as something that happens to you? Oh, these people, I always run into those neighbors, my colleagues. Are you blaming other people all the time for your feelings, right? They make me angry. They make me frustrated. They make me upset. Or are you taking charge and owning how you're responding to life? And you'll see that life will unfold differently once you start responding differently. That's the first thing, awareness of what is currently happening. And the next is challenging your limiting beliefs. For that to happen, for you to challenge your limiting beliefs, you need to, again, be aware of the thoughts that tell you you're not good enough. I can't do this. This is just the way I am. This is just the way it is. This is as much as I can earn. I have a client who I challenged to go and interview for positions that are paying much more than he set himself up to receive. Why are you limiting yourself with the income that you can create? Look higher, work harder. So recognize the beliefs that you have, the stories that you've been telling yourself, challenge them, because as the creator, you can create whatever you want. You can write the script to your own story. You can create the drama whichever way you want to create it. So I'm giving you an exercise that you can try. Why don't you take one area of your life that you feel stuck, whether it's relationship, your money status, your job, the position in your job. Let's say you haven't been promoted for a long time. And first of all, write down any belief that you have about it. So if you have a limiting belief about getting promoted, you can say, I never get promoted. I'm always overlooked. I don't have the skills to be promoted. I didn't put in the time to be promoted. I'm not the typecast to be promoted. Whatever it is that you have. And for each belief, write down a new empowering belief. The one that reflects the new state you want to be in. So whether it's being in a new relationship, whether it's being promoted. So for example, if I choose the same example, I'm always being overlooked for promotions, then you could write and reframe it. So I have the unique skills, the unique strength, the unique abilities to be promoted, and I'm ready to step up. I'm ready to step into leadership. I'm ready to move forward. And life sees that in me. And even without getting the promotion, just see how that feels. When somebody says to themselves, someone says to themselves, I'm always overlooked for promotion. How do you think they show up in the world? How do you think they show up for their life? Would I want to promote a person that feels this way? How would he be as a leader? Versus someone who wakes up in the morning, looks in the mirror and says to themselves, I am ready to step up into leadership. I'm ready to take on my skills and lead, or I'm ready to grow as a leader in my new position. And the world sees that. Boom, that's me. So just feel the energy of this versus that. And lastly, take inspired actions, because creation, like we saw in The Secret, it's not just about thinking differently. It's not just about imagining or picturing it. It's about doing. You need to see it. You need to feel it. You need to do it. See it, feel it, do it. So start with taking small steps towards wherever goal you want, whether it's dating, aligning with your new beliefs. Let's say you want to create a new relationship and you're always attracting the wrong men. And you're noticing that you're on this dating app and you always attract the wrong men. Quit the dating app. That's not the place to look. If you're doing the same thing and you're getting the wrong results, stop doing the same thing. It's very simple. You can see what you're doing. You're not going to find gold in a, well, you might find gold in a coal mine. I'm not an expert in that field, but for the sake of the imagery, you're not going to find gold in a coal mine. Go for a gold mine, if that even exists. I'm sorry, I'm really ignorant about that. But it starts with small steps. It's about creating the life of abundance that you want to create by realizing what it is that you're doing. What decisions are you taking? What actions are you taking? Are you taking actions that reflect abundance or scarcity? So whatever it is, even if it's a small step, like deleting that dating app or learning a new skill or applying for that promotion and talking to your boss, just do the smallest step. And if you want to create a relationship of love, if that's the end result, start by creating love for yourself. Start by practicing self-love. Start by expanding that emotion that we want to create. If you want to create abundance, expand that. What can I do? The small step just to feel abundant. And that really, really, really works. And that resonates. All right. So we talked about awareness. We talked about realizing your thoughts and switching your limiting beliefs. And we talked about the doing, the creating the action. So I want you to remember, it sounds easy. It's simple. It's not easy because you've been doing what you've been doing for so long that transformation takes time. So you have to be patient. You have to understand it's not going to happen overnight. It's not an instant miracle. Oh, I get this, so now it's going to happen. No. You've been working your bicep muscle. Now you need to work on a tricep muscle, a whole different muscle. You have to start from the beginning. So it's a journey that requires some patience and time and consistency. You have to do this all the time. And you're going to fail and you're going to come back up and land on your feet. I call it Humpty Dumpty. You fall, you come back. So you're likely to face setbacks. You're likely to face failures, whatever you want to call it. Learning curve. It's just a growth path. So the only thing that matters is that you keep moving forward, keep trying, keep focusing on the end result, and you'll grow through the process. Because every action that you take, doesn't matter how small it is, it's a brush stroke. You're painting the picture. You have a huge canvas for life, and you're painting and you're trying. And if you know about art, you know that the painters, they have one brush stroke of color and then they paint over it, and that gives it the depth to the picture. They're like, oh, I don't like the yellow. I'm gonna put some orange on it and red on it, and maybe I'm gonna make it black. It doesn't matter, because that's part of creation of the painting of your life. So just enjoy the process of this art that you're creating, that is your life. So it's all going to come together, I assure you. You're going to start seeing the world differently. You're going to start experiencing the world differently. And the world is going to start experiencing you differently. And that's how you become empowered. and you're going to build successes, so that will grow into momentum. You have to start creating the momentum of, I thought differently, I acted differently, so now life is turning up differently, and just enjoy it. This is the magic of being a creator. Did you create something you don't like? Shift it. Do something else, right? All right. So we're coming into our closing, and I want to remind you, like I always do, no one is coming. The answer is you. So even the transition from being created to a creator is something that you have to decide to do. You have to understand that it's in your power to do. You have to choose to do it, and you have to be consistent about doing it. That's how transformation is created. So reclaim your power. Own it. Call upon it. Realize that you already have the creator inside you. You don't have to become it. It's inside you. You just forgot that this is who you are. And yes, no matter how much life will throw at you, challenges, setbacks, it's still part of it. It's not going to go smoothly. It's not supposed to go smoothly. No one ever has it smoothly. It's about growth, and growth comes from setbacks and failures and challenges. This is how you get stronger. And I encourage you to start today. Whatever challenge that you're facing, tackle it head on. Be aware of how you speak about it. Be aware of what your limiting beliefs are at it, and start taking small baby step actions towards changing it. Be empowered by who you are and who you be and who you can be. You have everything you need because you are the creator. You are part of the universe. You are created from the universe, and the universe is everything and anything that you dream of. So start being that. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great one.